What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dropping Wisdom with Santos, and this is Wages of Wisdom Week 2. I'm going to give you guys a quick recap of last week's games, and I'm going to tell you this week's schedule, and I'm going to tell you who I think is going to win, and I'm going to put in my parlay bets, and these are just recommendations or for you to consider what I'm saying. I do this for fun. I don't do this to pay my bills. So if you're on that level, don't look to me and say, hey, you said this and this didn't work out. I'm like, well, I ain't fucking perfect. But, okay, let's just get right into it, okay? Thursday night game, Cowboys and Philadelphia. Eagles pulled that off 24-20. I almost messed up my parlay from the jump because of that Jalen Carter ignorant act of him spitting on Dak Prescott. That almost messed up my parlay because I thought the Cowboys was going to win that game. And they should have, technically, if you watch that game. Dallas should have won that game. CeeDee Lamb making those drops, which he doesn't drop. Eagles got lucky in that game. The Cowboys should have won that game. On Friday night, Chargers look good. They beat the Chiefs 27-21. More ignorant plays in that game. I'm going to have my little segment of academics over athletics segment after I do the recap. Herbert looked good, man. I like the Chargers. I kind of regret picking the Broncos as the division winners after seeing how the Chargers played. And then Sunday, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers went into Atlanta and won 23-20. Quick touchdown at the end of the game for the Buccaneers to win the game. That was a close game. And then the Bengals barely beat the Browns 17-16. Browns should have won that game. If you really watch the game, the Browns should have won that game, but their wide receivers can't catch the ball. Flacco was putting that ball on the money, and his wide receivers were dropping passes. Man, they should have made those catches. Justin Judy can't catch, and that's just terrible. Dolphins versus Colts. The Dolphins made Daniel Jones look like a Hall of Famer. I'm sure the Giants were happy to see that. That was embarrassing and pathetic. Daniel Jones was balling in that game. Colts won 33-8. Raiders went into the New England Patriots and won 2013. I did pick the Patriots to win that game, but watching them play, they're not as good as I thought they were going to be. The Raiders looked solid. They looked okay, but Cardinals went into the Saints. New Orleans won 20-13. Saints played better than what I thought they were going to be to play. I thought the Cardinals were going to be a little bit more dominant, but the Cardinals came out to win that game. A mind blower to me was the Steelers at the Jets. Steelers won 34-32. That's a high-scoring game for two defenses that were supposed to be really, really good. I mean, Rodgers had 4 touchdowns. Justin Fields had 3 touchdowns. They were balling in that game. That was a high-scoring game. Then the Giants went into the Commanders. Commanders won 21-6. The same old Giants, same old New York dead-ass Giants. Just pathetic. As expected, the Panthers still aren't that good. Went into Jacksonville. Jacksonville won 26-10. Even though you will see that game, Trevor Lawrence made some questionable passes. Like, bro, what are you doing? Those passes should have been completed. Some of his inaccuracies just don't make any sense to me. Titans in Denver. Broncos won that game. I don't like the coaching with what the Denver Broncos are doing with Bo Nix. Sean Payton, this message goes out to you. Bo Nix is not Drew Brees. Do not have him throw 40 times. You are running offense. Run the ball. Bo Nix should not have 40 attempts in passing. He shouldn't have that. He's not that good yet. You're overcoaching him, and 40 attempts for him at this stage, that's no. I don't agree with that at all. Run more, pass less. Great defense, though. And not only that, I was really impressed in how the Titans played. It was a tight game to the end of the game. Quite honest with you, the Titans played good. Denver had some turnovers, but the Titans played really good, and so I was pretty impressed on how the Titans played in Denver. Denver has a great defense, but Bo Nix, man, I don't like how they're playing Bo Nix. 49ers came out in the win in Seattle, 17-13. a pathetic season opener for Seattle. I don't see how you lost to a depleted 49ers team, other than the 49ers have a great defense. Seattle did not change their defense, there should be someone shadowing Christian McCaffrey at all times. He had 9 catches from the backfield. I'm like that Seattle. I have another segment about the coaches that I think should be fired, if not mid-season, at the end of the season. You got Detroit going into the Green Bay Packers. The Packers look good, man. The Packers look good. And I told you the coaching in Detroit, coaching means a lot. Detroit didn't look good. Texans and the Rams. Rams won 14-9. Both had really good defenses, but once again, I like Houston. I'm a big fan of Houston, but their offensive line is like, what's going on here? I don't like their offensive line at all, but they're 2 good defenses. Ravens and Bills, that's another mind-boggler there, because the Ravens had that game. They looked really dominant up to like the halfway into the fourth quarter. As soon as Hopkins made that touchdown, there was an incident off the field. There was an incident on the sideline in which they were taunting the fans. They're running around the border of the wall, taunting the fans, and then some fan pushed them, and then they pushed back, and they banned this fan, which, okay, I get it. But right when that happened, right when they started taunting the fans, everything went downhill. Fumble from Henry, didn't convert a fourth down, and it just the Bills won. A great comeback, but it's just some other questionable things I have about the NFL. Like, a player cannot taunt another player. Gets a 15-yard penalty, but a player can taunt the fans. I mean, they were running on the border of the wall, taunting the fans. Like, look, this game's over. If you can't taunt the players, you cannot taunt the fans and then punish a fan that paid to be there to retaliate, which is not good. But that player needs to be fined too, because hey, if you can't taunt a player, you can't taunt the fans. Not a fan of that at all. Okay, you got to be a professional too. You're a professional player. You got to be playing like a professional, not taunt fans running around thinking that I can taunt them. They can't taunt me back or push me. They should be. The fans should also. Well, his punishment was valid, but the players need to be fined if you can't taunt on that level. If you can't taunt a player, you sure as hell can't taunt the fans being that close up. And Minnesota going into Chicago. Minnesota won 27-24, which is I call that one. Caleb Williams has quick feet, runs real good. He just doesn't trust his instincts when it comes to passing. He won't leash it. He won't throw the ball. He holds the ball too long. He starts running around. It's like, bro, trust your passing ability. He doesn't do it. So I don't know what they're going to do with him. Now, even though in Caleb Williams' defense, it's like his third head coach, fourth offensive coordinator, all kind of crazy things going on there. He still looks good. He still looks really fast. He has an arm and everything, but I just don't think he trusts himself on his reads, because he should have made some passes that he just didn't throw. And so overall, I got 3 games wrong on the parlay when I did that 16-pick parlay for fun. Obviously, you got the Oakland beat the Patriots straight up. Okay, I got that one wrong. But like the Jets, I got that one right because I picked the Jets to cover. I believe their spread was 3 or 2.5, and they covered the 2. I got the Buccaneers Falcons wrong because I picked the Falcons, and they lost by 3. I picked the Colts, so I got that one right. And there was another one. I picked Seattle. Seattle screwed me over. Seattle was like a 1.5 to cover. They didn't cover that. So I got those 3 games wrong. So what are you going to do? But so now that recap of week 1 is done, and I'm going to go the coaches that I think should be fired, if not mid-season, at the end of the season. 1, the coach from the Miami Dolphins, you got to go. That's a terrible performance. Got to go. Not only that, got to go, man, you got to question, like, man, Tua ain't the one. Okay, I'd fired Miami Dolphins coach mid-season, if not earlier. Definitely fire him by the end of the season. I'd fire New York Giants coach. Ain't no damn difference. They keep drafting all these people. It's the same results. I'd fire him, if not midseason, end of the year. Same as Seattle. You cannot have a season opener at home. This is at home. Depleted San Francisco team. Sam Darnold, you added Sam Darnold to your team, and you only give him 24 attempts. What are you doing? I just don't like that. I don't like the coaching there. They have a lot of weapons there and using them. I just think fire that head coach. He gots to go. Now, my segment, academics over athletics, meaning use your head, be smart. Jalen Carter, spit on Dak Prescott. What are you doing? You just, hurt your team so bad that they almost lost that game. That's ignorant play, trashy, ignorant scene that you did. Okay. Now, Friday night game with with who was that playing? The Chargers. Tart left that defensive tackle, smacked Travis Kelce in the face right in front of the referee. That's a 15-yard penalty, right? And the other incident in that game was Hampton. At the end of the second quarter, Chiefs had no timeouts. They just wanted Hampton to run the ball, gain some yards, stay in bounds. They're going to burn out the clock, kick a field goal, end of half. But he ran out of bounds, which stopped the clock. Chargers had to kick a field goal, gave the ball back to the Chiefs. The Chiefs had enough time to drive the ball down the field and score. That's not using your head. Play smart. Academics over athletics, baby. And then another one in the Detroit Packers game, Branch ripped the helmet off of the tight end Kraft. Ripped the helmet off. Had his helmet in his hand, then threw it to the sideline. Like, you don't think the referees are going to see that? What are you thinking? 15-yard penalty. Gave the Green Bay Packers a first down. Like, these plays are stupid. I mean, academics over athletics. Tighten up. Because, not only are you stupid, you're hurting your team, and you're looking like an ignorant, selfish individual that's not a professional football player. Period. Now, another thing I have to say is, when you smack someone in the face, smack someone with the helmet on, you're physically hitting somebody, that's just a 15-yard penalty. But if you spit on someone's jersey, does not hurt them at all. You get suspended for the game. You get fined the game salary. Okay? And people are saying you should be suspended for 1 or 2 games. You just spit. I'm not condoning the spit. But look, that's not physical assault if you spit on the dude's jersey. You spit on his jersey, they want you suspended. They want to fine you a game salary. But if I smack you in the face in the helmet, that's a 15-yard penalty, a physical assault basically. That's all I get. I don't get no fine. But if I spit on you, God forbid, because then that spit hurts more than that smack, apparently. I don't know. Okay? So the teams that looked impressive to me, even though they could be ones they could have lost, but they still looked impressive to me. And teams that I thought that should have played better, even though they might have won. I like Seattle. They did not look impressive to me at all. They should be ashamed of themselves. Browns look better than I thought. Browns look good, even though they're playing the Bengals defense. The Browns look good. Browns got a good defense. Dolphins, that's just embarrassing. You made the Colts look good. I don't think the Colts are that good. Okay. Saints were expected. Saints played better than I thought. And you got the Giants offense looked good. The Giants, the Jets offense looked good. The Giants, I don't know what the hell's going on with New York. Titans, I was impressed with the Titans. I really was. I like Cam Moore's. Cam Moore did what rookie game in Denver. I don't think he played that bad, to be quite honest with you. Titans have a good defense. I'm questioning my division decision, or my decision on picking them as a division winner, though, because I do not like the way they're playing Bo Nix. I don't like that. So I wasn't impressed with the Broncos. I wasn't impressed with and I think that's it. Yeah, that's probably it. Everyone else looked like they were playing good, But I'm not impressed with the Texans' offensive line. I'll tell you that much. That was just embarrassing. Okay, so now when you're making these picks online on these DraftKings, pay attention to the promos, because there's promos there that can give you like Thursday night promo. That like what I had on a Thursday night promo was Saquon Barkley scoring a touchdown. The promo was You bet $10. If you bet $10, you win $20. So look at those promos. And the Friday night promo was for Travis Kelce to have one catch in the first quarter. $10 will get you $20. Pay attention to those type of promos, like easy money. I got both those bangers right. And it's same thing on Sunday Night Football. They pushed out another promo right before the game. Hey, if Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson run for 25 yards apiece, you put $10 down, you win $25. Just to give you guys some heads up on certain promotions. And I will never put in your Sunday parlays. Don't put those parlays in my opinion, till like 12:45, because these players can get hurt during their warm-ups. Trust me, that's happened before and it messed up my parlays. So I would put those bets in 12:45, 12:50, wait for everyone to get done with the warm-ups, make sure no one got injured or hurt something, then bang out those parlays. Okay, now, another parlay that you guys need to pay attention to is the ghost leg parlay that I won because Seattle screwed me over, but I still won the rest of the games. So I still won money. The ghost parlay means if you put down money on five games and one game screws you over, you still win the bet, but obviously less money because of that one game. Because a lot of people like me always lose a parlay because of one game. So this ghost leg parlay is money. I love this one because I always miss my parlays by one game, and this ghost leg parlay basically will exempt that one game that you lose, and the rest of them you make money off of. So look into that one. That's another banger. Okay, now I'm gonna go to week 2, give you all the week 2 schedule, and let you guys know who I think is going to win. Give you the point spreads and the money line. Okay, Commanders at the Packers. Commanders, the Green Bay Packers are favored by 3.5. Over under is 48.5. I like the Packers to win. Close game though. Close game, but the Packers should win at home. Jacksonville going into Cincinnati. Another close game. I would not be surprised if the Jaguars won this game. Okay? So Cincinnati 3.5, over under 48.5. If you have doubts about this game, bet on the Jaguars to cover that 3.5. That's a close game right there. Jaguars have a good offense and a solid defense. Bengals, man, I don't know. I question their defense. That's all I'm saying. Other than that, Jacksonville look good. I would pick Jacksonville to cover that 3.5 if you have questions about that one. And I'm not putting them in my parlay, by the way. I ain't messing with that game. Giants at Dallas. Dallas favored by 5.5, over under 44.5. I'm picking Dallas all day in this. Dallas has an average defense with a really good offense. I liked how they used Javonte Williams, CeeDee Lamb, Pickens, Ferguson. I don't see them having an issue with the way the Giants played in week 1. So I picked the Cowboys in that one. Bears at Detroit. I like Detroit. The Detroit's 5.5, over under 47.5. I like Detroit. The Bears are solid, man, but I just don't see it happening, and not in this game. You got LA Rams versus Tennessee Titans. Rams are favored by 5.5, over under 41.5. Me personally, I like the Titans to cover the 5.5 because it's outside, and sometimes the Rams don't play good on the outside grass, So I like the Titans. I like how Pollard is, and I'm hoping Ridley has a comeback, has a better game, and catches to the passes that he was thrown to this game. So I like the Titans to cover that 5.5. Definitely. Patriots and Dolphins, the way these dead ass teams played, I mean, who cares? So I would pick the Patriots the way Miami played. Miami is favored by 1.5, over under 42.5. If the Patriots try to mimic the Colts defense by taking out Tua's first go, like when he hikes the ball, his first route, the first go to he's supposed to throw to, you take that out, he has trouble checking down. So I would pick the Patriots, but I ain't touching this game. You got San Francisco at the Saints. San Francisco 4.5, over under 42.5. Now this is going to be a close game. Just for the simple fact, 49ers have a great defense this year. Their defense is still good. Offense is depleted. Kittle's out at least 4 weeks. They're saying Purdy has a bad toe, so they don't even know if he's a go. So it's Mac Jones against the Saints. Saints played good. I don't know if their offense is good enough to put enough points on the board to against that defense. So it's going to be a questionable game just because of the injuries on San Francisco, but I think San Francisco can still squeeze this game out. Bills at the Jets. I like the Bills. Okay, the over-under is 46.5. Bills favored by 6.5. I think the Bills could win, but not by 6.5. This is going to be a good game. So, if anything, I pick the Bills to win and have the Jets to cover. That's in my parlays. I'm going to tell you guys later on. Okay. Seattle goes into the Pittsburgh Steelers. The way Seattle played, the way that I don't like the coach. So, in the way the Pittsburgh played in week 1, Pittsburgh needs to tighten up their defense. I don't know what's going on there, but I'm not impressed by Seattle. You can't beat. So I like Pittsburgh at home. Aaron Rodgers looking like he's balling. I like unless the coach decides to unleash Sam Darnold and have him throw 30 plus times. I don't see this not being a game. But I think the Steelers should be able to pull that off. The Browns go into the Ravens. Over under is 44.5. 11.5 point spread for Baltimore. I'm picking the Ravens, but the Browns to cover. You can make those bets. You can make them win. I think the Browns will lose, but not by 12 points. I think the Browns have a good defense, and there's going to be times in which Joe Flacco will have his moments of making some good passes and score. So I do like the Baltimore Ravens to win, but the Browns, that's 11.5 is a big spread, bro. Especially division rivals, they always play close, even though they're the Browns. I just think that's no way. Denver goes into the Colts. This is going to be questionable because you're seeing how the Colts played in week 1. Even though it was the dead-ass Dolphins, you still think, okay, they got something going on there. And you're seeing how Denver played. Denver has a really good defense. But if they play Bo Nix again like where they played him in week 1, I would say the Colts should win. Because they need to run more and pass less in that offense. So, just giving you guys my input. Panthers go into the Cardinals. Cardinals 6.5. Over under 44.5. Cardinals, ain't much to say about it. That dead-ass game. Philly goes into the Chiefs. Now, Jalen Carter is playing this game. I know you're reading the headline saying he faced a one-game suspension. His one-game suspension was in game 1, from what I understand. So, he faced his one-game suspension was in game 1, and he is being fined that game 1 salary. But he's playing in this game. And so, in the way the Chiefs played, basically they're not going to have no running game. They're going to be throwing the ball everywhere with no Xavier Worthy because he has a dislocated shoulder. So you're playing an average tight end with Travis Kelce and Hollywood Brown. Who else you got? Pacheco? I don't see it happening, brother. So I like Philly in that game. Unless the referees favor the Chiefs like they did last year in all those games. Then you have the Falcons at Minnesota. Now, Minnesota 4.5, total 44.5. I like the Falcons to cover. Honestly, I like the Falcons to cover this game. Minnesota's good, but I like 4.5 is a big spread. And now so I liked how the Falcons play. They might have lost, but they look good. They have the offense is flowing. So I like how I think the Falcons could cover. Monday night, 2 Monday night games this week. Monday night, Tampa Bay going into Texas. Houston Texans. Houston's favored by 2.5. Over under 42.5. I gotta compare how they were playing. I don't like Houston's offensive line, man. Their offensive line is just questionable as hell. So it's really hard to favor the Texans when they have a lot of injuries now. And so you take out Nico Collins, I just don't see them moving the ball. So I'm like, I would have to favor the Buccaneers in this game. Then you got the Chargers at the Raiders. Chargers 3.5, over under 46.5. Hey, I'm picking the Chargers, man. I really regret not picking the Chargers as that divisional winner. Because they look good. They look well coached. I like that. I like the Chargers in that game. Okay, now Thursday night, no sweat bet, meaning you put down, if you click on that promo, there's no sweat bet, it means you get that money back if you lose. Okay, now the no sweat bet I have for the Thursday night game, Washington at Green Bay. I have Chase Daniels throwing for 230 yards, rushing for 40 yards, having throwing for 2 touchdowns, Jordan Love throwing for 2 touchdowns, and Green Bay to win. Okay, now with that no sweat bet, you put down $10, you win $120. That's my Thursday night bet for shits and giggles. Anything can happen. Let's go. Okay, now there's 2 possible parlays that I'm going to put in. That I'm gonna give you the what I wage and what you could win. Okay, now the ghost leg parlay that I put in was Dallas to win against the Giants, Cards to win against the Panthers, Detroit to win against who the hell are they playing again? Who's Detroit playing again? Detroit is playing the Bears. So I got Detroit beating the Bears. I got the Falcons to cover that spread because I don't think they're going to lose by that much. So the Falcons to cover that spread. I got the Browns to cover that spread. So the 5.5 for the 4.5 for the Falcons, and the 12.5 or the 11.5 for the Browns. I'm having the Browns cover that spread. I have the Bills beating the Jets, and the Titans to cover the 5.5 at home against the Rams, and I have Philadelphia winning in Kansas City. A lot of picks, but I mean, this is the NFL, man. If good teams don't get blown out like the Dolphins. The Dolphins aren't a good team, but like I like how the Titans played. I like the Titans. They're better than what people think, and I just don't. The Rams going in there. Sorry, man. I like the Titans to cover that 5.5. You wage $5, you can win $226. Okay. Now, and plus, don't forget, this is a ghost leg parlay. If you get one wrong, you can still win money. It won't be 226. It might be like 180 or some shit. Okay. Now, for another fun parlay, if you want to put in Dallas, you pick Dallas, you pick Detroit, you pick the Cardinals, you pick the Falcons to cover that spread, you pick the Titans to cover that spread, you pick Baltimore to win, but the Browns to cover that spread, and you pick the Bills to win and the Jets to cover that spread. Now, if you do all that, you wage $10, you can win $900. So just look at all these different options that you have, because I believe there's a lot of games that a team can win, but the other team that loses can cover that spread. Okay? Now, if you look at those 2, you can win some money off of doing them. These are just suggestions. Okay? I'm just letting you guys know. So all those trolls out there saying, oh, you just donated $10. You just wasted $10. Man, stop. You're just showing how negative you are as a person by saying things like that. You should say, hey, man, I don't think you're going to win, but I hope you do. Say things like that. You just being so negative like that, man, it just shows that you're an ugly person. Okay, so if you want to be a guest on the podcast to talk about on next week's schedule and the recap, and talk about how you want to bet and who you think is going to win, please let me know. And please follow me on all platforms as well. And that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, and hope you all win some money. And I'll talk to you guys next week.